The Bold and the Beautiful, B&B, spoilers update for Thursday, October 31st, teases that Shauna Fulton, Denise Richards, will be floating on air after her night with Ridge Forrester, Thorsten Kaye. Things took a steamy turn for these two, but Ridge seems to genuinely connect with Shauna, too. She'll feel like she's on the verge of reeling Ridge in and getting the future with him she wants. Thursday's episode will bring a confession from Shauna. She'll track Quinn Forrester, Rena Sofer, down and drop hints about the hunk in her bed last night. Quinn will face a flurry of emotions when she learns it was Ridge. Her shock will turn to confusion and eventually concern. Quinn might warn that plenty of hearts could get broken in this mess, including Shawn, if she gets in too deep. In the meantime, Brooke Forrester, Catherine Kelly Light, will struggle without her husband. She'll find herself longing for Ridge, so she'll call him up and hope they can take a step in the right direction. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say the plan will work at first. Brooke will admit she misses Ridge, which should prompt the same admission from him. Sadly, any progress they make will be blown by the mention of Thomas Forrester's, Matthew Atkinson, name. Brooke will bring Thomas up and launch another round of conflict, so the bridge friction will somehow get worse. By the end of this phone conversation, Ridge and Brooke may fear there's truly no hope for their relationship.
Bold and the Beautiful spoilers, Thomas shows true love for his son Douglas. Is a full redemption in the works? Things haven't been very easy for Douglas Forrester this year.
While there are certainly a lot of people in this fictional Los Angeles town that could use a good few sessions of therapy, it's Douglas who needs it the most.
First, he lost his mother Caroline Spencer, Lindsay Godfrey, in a tragic death.
Then, he was led to believe that he would have a new life with his father and Hope Logan.
After that fizzled out in the worst way possible, he's now left with practically no one who can care for him full-time, with the exception of Hope.
Of course, there's also the belief that Hope might be trying to take Douglas away for selfish reasons.
With that said, Thomas is expected to let go of Douglas, but this will only be a temporary moment.
Sooner or later Thomas will fight for the right to raise his son. Does Hope really know best, or should Douglas be left with his only living parent? Let us know what you think. Bold and the Beautiful spoilers relate that Katie Logan, Heather Tom, is opening up about her son, Zane Acor, being recast on the show. He played Will Spencer, who is her son on the show as well. Zane is now going to school, so it was a good idea for him to be recast. Heather knew that she needed to let Zane focus on school even though she loved having him on the show with her. Here's what you need to know.
Tom said that eventually he asked her why she was the one who fired him from his job. She said that he seemed so upset and she was scared that she had scarred him for life.
After a lot of explaining to Zayn, she said he finally understood why he wasn't on the show anymore. We can only imagine how tough it must be to be a parent of a child who wants nothing more than to be on the soap with his mother.
To see more of Will and Heather Tom, make sure that you are tuned in daily to watch Bold and the Beautiful. As much as we and Tom wish that Zayn was still on the show, we all understand that his education comes first.
Brooke feels that Thomas isn't fit to be around Douglas Forrester, Henry Joseph Samiri, whereas Ridge feels that Thomas and Douglas belong together. Well, on Thursday's B&B episode, Brooke will start to feel like she's cooled off enough to finally talk with Ridge.
As B&B viewers know, Ridge and Thomas came to take Douglas to the Forrester estate, and that led to a huge argument between Ridge,
during which Brooke took off her wedding rings and returned them to Ridge. Now, Brooke will decide to call Ridge and tell him that she misses him.
Meanwhile, on Thursday's new episode of B&B, Shauna Fulton, Denise Richards, will confide in her old friend Quinn Forrester, Rena Sofer.
As B&B viewers know, Shauna shared a passionate kiss with Ridge in the guest house. This occurred after Ridge entered the room where Shauna was sleeping. As it turns out, Quinn had let her stay in the guest house not knowing that Eric Forrester, John McCook, had also offered the room to Ridge. According to B&B spoilers, Quinn will be horrified to learn about how Ridge and Shauna have grown closer in recent weeks. She'll learn all about Shauna and Ridge's kiss in the guest house, and she'll probably learn about their night together at Bikini Bar as well. At any rate, Quinn will think the whole thing is a terrible idea and she'll caution Shauna's wisdom in getting involved with Ridge like this.
At any rate, it appears that Quinn will wind up freaking out over Shauna's burgeoning feelings for Ridge.
She'll probably be able to see that Shauna is getting in too deep, and she'll probably worry that Ridge will go back to Brooke sooner or later and crush Shauna.
Nevertheless, it looks like Shauna will remain pretty determined to go after Ridge and won't be deterred.
Dressed as a deliveryman, Andy delivered Brooke a gift from a secret admirer. Brooke didn't recognize him from the bar, and he watched her open the gift through her slightly ajar front door.
Stephanie lauded Andy for becoming the secret admirer. She encouraged his pursuit of Brooke, telling him that Brooke was an average girl from the valley who hid her key under the flower pot like the rest of us. I don't know about you, but I promptly relocated my key after witnessing what Andy did with that information.
Andy wielded an electricity conductor and taunted Ridge about the good time Andy had draping Brooke.
He showed off Brooke's key, and Ridge demanded to know who'd set Brooke up. Before Andy could reveal it, a flock of pigeons flew at him.
A transformer box short-circuited, and Andy turned into the fried chicken we all knew him to be.
We flashed back on Lance when Sheila returned to town, but his story is sorely worthy of the retelling.
Sheila enlisted Lance to help her thwart Amber's drug recovery and marriage to Rick.
Lance slipped something into Amber's drink, and she wound up spending the night in Lance's bed. Erica informed Rick that she'd seen